A lie can change someone, but not uniformly for the better. There's only two. Each one of these steps prove most people don't want to face the possibility of the supernatural. Their view is it can't happen, therefore it didn't happen. Therefore anyone who says it did is just either gullible, simple-minded, or a continuation of a fraud. It can't happen, therefore it didn't happen, therefore anybody that says it did happen isn't worth listening to because it can't happen. That's arguing in a circle. You made up your mind before you started.
Let's just do a study for a moment, a comparative religion class. Let's compare a few things. Let's say that you're a reporter and there is an Orthodox Jew standing here, there's a Muslim standing here, and a real Christian standing here. I have to say real Christian because everybody in America thinks they're Christian. But a real one. So the reporter comes up to the Orthodox Jew and says, "Sir, if you died right now, where would you go?" And the Orthodox Jew says, "Well, I'd go to paradise." Why? "Well, I love the law of God. I study the law of God. I meditate upon the law of God. I am obedient to the law of God." Okay? Makes sense. Comes to the Muslim. "Sir, if you died right now, where would you go?" "Well, I'd go to heaven." Why? "Well, I love the Quran, and I obey the Quran, and I am a righteous man, and I've made the pilgrimages, and I've given alms to the poor, and I've done this and that. I am a righteous man." The reporter goes, "Okay, makes sense to me." Comes to the Christian. "Sir, if you died right now, where would you go?" "To heaven. To paradise." "Well, why?" "In sin did my mother conceive me, and in sin was I brought forth. I have broken every law that God has ever given. I deserve the very depths of..." And right there the reporter stops him and says, "Sir, now you're confusing me. The other two guys, I understand. I asked them where are they going. They said they're going to heaven and they're right with God. And I asked them why. Because they are righteous men in themselves. They have virtue. They have merit. So they're going to heaven. Sir, I come to you and you declare with a smile on your face that you're going to heaven. And yet, you claim to have no virtue, personal virtue or personal merit before God. How are you going to heaven?" And the Christian says, "I am going to heaven based upon the virtue and the merit of another. Jesus Christ, my Lord. Nothing in my hands I bring." Now, I need to step back for a moment. A true Christian will hear that, all of grace, and say, "Oh, how I want to be holy and how I want to keep His law." A religious, carnal Southern Baptist church member will hear that and go, "That's a good deal. Let's just keep living in sin so grace may abound."
The philosophy, if you want to call it, of this book is contrary to everything the world has. All its standards, all its values, all its goals. They're totally wrecked when you put them under the microscope of the Word of God. And the whole thing about the success of the Holy Spirit is getting the witness of the Spirit that there's no condemnation in my life, that guilt has been removed, that I can walk triumphant in His name, that I can be like Him in this present evil world.
You have to choose. Why not? The Jewish leaders did. They said He blasphemed. Choose.
He changed my nature. Every man that's falling in hell at the final judgment will wish he'd lived a pure life, wish he'd lived a holy life, wish he'd lived an obedient life. And that's a bit too late when the final curtain begins to fall.
It pleased the Lord, it pleased Yahweh, according to Isaiah 53:10, it pleased Yahweh to crush Him. It doesn't mean He got joy out of it. It means the purposes of God were uniquely and completely fulfilled by Him crushing His only begotten Son. Someone had to die under the wrath of a holy and just God. In love, God became a man through His Son and went to a tree and suffered under the wrath that men ought to know throughout all of eternity. And after eternity, still never pay. This is why you're no longer your own. This is why you flee immorality, young people. It's not because you want to do the right thing. It's because of Him. It's because of what He has done. Christ. And the controlling thing is, He died for me. Not only did He die for you, He rose for you. Up from the grave He arose with a mighty triumph for His foes. He rose.